Hello, FlossTube. Thank you for joining me. I'm Suzette, also known as the Primitive Stitcher. Today is Sunday, July 12th, 2020, in the evening. Thane and I just got back from our evening walk. I am melted. It's hot out there, although it's not as hot this evening as it was earlier today. We enjoyed an early morning walk when it was nice and cool, but it's been pretty warm here today in the Midwest. I am coming today to show you some works in progress pieces that I'm working on. I have a couple of new starts, which I will show you those, and several finishes. Had lots of stitching time. I have the fan on. My central air kicks on, but it just can't seem to keep up, especially right after we come in from a walk. It seems pretty warm. So if you can hear that fan, I do apologize. You may also hear Thane, who is here beside me, and hopefully he'll stay there and not get into my stuff. Okay, so I'm not sure if I showed this first piece on my previous video. I think I finished it. It had to be the beginning of June, so no, I'm sure I didn't, because my other video was my Mania pieces, I believe. This is Summer Schoolhouse by Brenda Gervais, and I did the entire series. Minus the strawberries. I haven't done the strawberries, and I'm not sure I will. We'll see. But you'd already seen this one. I think I finished up the last one, and then I did the horn book. And I stitched these on the called for, was it 25 count mushroom Lugana 1/1 using the called for threads. My next finish is one that I talked about, and I forgot to answer this question last time. And it's the Blackbird Designs bonus project. And it's a 5-part piece, but it's in 3 or 4 different books. Loose Feathers Patterns 31, 32, 33, and 34. And they look like this. 31, 32, 33, and 34. Those are borrowed. So now that I have completed this, I can return those to the sweet person who let me borrow them. And I stitched this on 40 count Something Coffee by XJU Designs. Lots of mistakes in it, but I'm happy to have it. I love it. Then I moved on. I decided to revisit some of my Mania pieces to try to complete some of those. This one is by Stacy Nash Primitives, Mary Bovey sampler. I stitched this on picture this plus murky. I believe it is a 36 or 40 count using the call for threads. And here we are with this one. I love this fabric, and I'm looking forward to finding more pieces to stitch on that fabric. Then I decided this was also this I don't think was in my mania, but this is one of my Stitch 10 and 20 that is sponsored by Farm Girl, and it's a Blackbird Designs, the old mill. I think I might have mentioned this before. This was a gift from Abby Bella Stitch, and this is no longer in print either. I'm sorry. And do I know what I'm stitching? Oh, yes. This is 30 Count Espresso by R&R. And it called for me to stitch 2/2, and I started off 1/2, and I just decided to go with it. It's not as vibrant as the photo, but here you have it. I still like it. This was a mania piece. It was actually a 2019 start, and I worked on it also in 2020. And it is also Stacy Nash Primitives, Berry Basket Sewing Tray, Pin Disc, and Strawberry Pin Keep. And I stitched it on 32 count raw natural linen using the call for. I decided not to do the pin disc, but I am going to do the pin keep. Isn't that cute? And that's 1/2. Next up was, oh gosh, I think I started this in 2017 maybe. Another Blackbird, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day. And from this book. And I don't know if I stitched it on the call for. The call for was, I think I did 32 Count Winter's Brew by R&R. I had previously stitched this little piece on here. And that's my completion. There are other things out of that book that I would love to stitch. So those were all completed in June. And then for July, I decided to go ahead and I usually do a Christmas in July something. And I chose an old mania piece. I think I started this piece in 2017 as well. And it's called In Santa Claus Land by Brenda Gervais with Light Needle and Thread. And I stitched mine on a piece of 40 count from hand-dyed fibers called Jackalope, which she no longer sells her silk or her fabric. And I just finished this up the other night. A lot of white. I felt like I was never going to finish the white, but I love him, and I am going to finish him in the style that Brenda has done here with the wall pocket. And she provides the little music sheet as well that goes in. And then last evening I finished something that I picked up 2 days ago that I've had around for a while. It was not a mania piece. It's called S. Ward, A Little Rag by Shakespeare's Peddler. It was an exclusive kit that you could order, and it came with the pashmina silk. I can hear Morris in there. And this is my finish. I didn't even iron it for you guys. Sorry about that. I won't lie, it was a challenge for me using this particular silk, getting it separated, you know, and oh, I got it caught in my hair. But I love the finish. That's it for all my finishes from June and, oh, so sorry, July up to this point. I have 2 new starts, which are the only things that I've been working on in between these. And my first one is called Dolly Fell's 4-Lion Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. This was a club kit from Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. And I'm stitching it on the 36 count parchment. Oh, actually I'm doing 40 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works. And let's see if I have finished the border, which, a miracle, it met up. I think I will cut this down soon so I can use smaller rods. Those are not my favorite rods to use. And this uses is it Weeks Dye Works threads, I believe, all the Weeks Dye Works threads. The next one that I started and have made good progress on, the final piece came out on Friday, is the sal that is put on by Stephanie Lindy Stitches, called the Representation Matters sal. And I'm stitching it on 32 count Twilight by R&R. I don't know if they make that color anymore. This is a piece that I picked up on eBay a million years ago in a huge lot of fabric, and I'm stitching it 2 over 2. And so now I'm working on the dinosaur. It's a cute, fun little stitch. And I am stitching this one in hand because it's small, and I'm doing 2 over 2, which is not my norm. And I seem to do better with that in hand. That's it for my stitching portion. I do have some purchases from previous months, although I just kind of had a mid-year epiphany. There are so many things that I want to, that I've started, that I want to finish. and I had told myself no new starts, but then these two things came out, and I think I told you guys that I had 55, no, I think something like 50, maybe 52 to 55 whips. And then I added 2, so that took me to 57, but I'm down to 50 or 51. Oh yes, because I had to add, I actually had one more than I thought. I'd forgotten about it. I can't remember which one it was. It's a big one. Anyway, so I did start those 2 things, but I'm going to try to get a few more finishes before I start anything else new. But that didn't stop me from buying things earlier in the month, in June, and then kind of mid to late June, I was like, you know what, I'm actually doing an inventory of all my charts. There are things that I love that I forgot that I owned, and so I think I'm gonna just rein it in a little bit for the rest of the year, and possibly until market, and just see how many things I can get finished. And if I want to start something new, then I have plenty to choose from. That being said, I ordered from all my normal haunts, Shakespeare's Peddler, you know, Etsy, some Etsy shops. But new to me, the first one I think that I ordered from was Hobby House Needleworks, and this place and the next one I'm going to show you get me right in my heart. Not only does it come in the brown paper package, it's wrapped nicely in brown paper, and I'm really old-fashioned like that, and I love getting things wrapped in brown paper. Kathy is the proprietor, and it's hobbyhouseneedleworks.com. And I have to say, the shipping was very quick, and I just picked up a few silks that I needed for one of the Hands Across the Sea samplers. And then I also picked up some fabric. What did I get? I got 36 count vintage country mocha. But it is a shop that I will be revisiting again when I'm shopping again. That being said, if I do need fibers or fabric, I will allow myself to purchase those, but no new charts. The second one that is new to me is called Hoop and Frame, out of Austin, Texas. And again, in the brown paper, and then wrapped very nicely with a sweet sticker. And from her, I purchased the 103 silks for, which one is this? Mary Steed. And she had some other MPIs that I needed. And then I got a fat quarter of 45 count Legacy in foxtail millet fabric. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep bumping you guys. I'm not used to having this set up, but little thing here. I can't get, he doesn't want me to get too far away from him. Now, Hoop and Frame also did something that I haven't had anyone else do, and they sent 2 little samples. One is of Vera Soie silk, and they put the color number on there for you. And the other is Legacy Linen Jersey Cream 45 count. And I thought, what a cool idea. What a very cool idea. So again, another shop that I highly recommend. Again, the shipping was quick. The websites were easy to navigate, and I would highly recommend a visit to those. And I will be shopping from them again. What else do I have? I picked up from Notforgotten Farm, Lori, and I purchased the PDF, so my printer is not the most fabulous, but it's her Sewing Strawberry Pin Keep. Looks something like that. And she has a few other new designs as well. Of course, I picked up the Long Dog Sampler, Pandemic, and printed that out while it was free. Was very tempted to start that, but not yet. From Kitten Stitcher, I ordered, and I don't know where I've been, or maybe this is new. Let me see. No, this is totally not new. This is from 2008 from Heartstring Samplery, called the Bradshaw Sisters. And what else did I get? I got from Color and Cotton a 40 count raw muslin linen. Very pretty color, a nice sampler color. And a 40 count Zweigart Cafe au Latte. Just nothing in particular for those, just adding to my stash. I also picked up, I think I got this from Teresa too, Grace Stewart, Mary Wind Farm. Also tempted to start this, but I'll wait. What does it call for? It was stitched on 32 count cappuccino from Weeks Dye Works, but I would do it on a 36 or 40. And with Gentle Arts threads and some DMC. Beautiful sampler. I like the skinny people. Of course, I had to pick up a new constellation by Plum Street Samplers. Another one I want to start. And then back in March, during market, I ordered some pieces from Hanging Thread, aka Picture This Plus. I got a 40 count Heartland, because you can't go wrong with that, and a 36 count Vellum. And they smell so weird to me. Picture This Plus fabrics do not smell nice. Anyway. And then I just picked up some other, oh, this is, oh, wait a minute. There was something caught in there too. Where'd it go? 46 count flax, just because. Another one from Kitten Stitcher called Hot Cocoa. I think this one is from Graham Cracker. Gorgeous. Zane is zonked out after his walk. And then another Heartland, a 36 count Heartland, because again, it's beautiful. So that's it for all my, well, most of my purchases anyway. We'll talk about plans a little bit. I just plan to continue on with, I'm going to finish up the Representation Matters style. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. And then I'm going to go back to my Mania pieces and see what is close to a finish maybe, and work on some of those. And really just work out on my whips. I really enjoyed working on Let Freedom Ring during Mania. I might go back to that one, although that's not going to be finished anytime soon. I also want to get back to His Eyes on the Sparrow. I'm not even halfway on that one, but we'll see. My trend lately is that when I pick something up, I stitch on it until I finish it. And I don't want to end up with just only big pieces in my whip basket. So maybe I'll set myself a little schedule, like a 3-day schedule on the big pieces, and then go back to something smaller that is a possible finish. We are all well, even though our state has had still increasing. The mayor put into effect Friday at 5 p.m. mandatory masks, which I was happy about. So I've been stitching sewing some more masks for my son and my daughter, who both work full-time. And still no haircut, because I decided that a haircut wasn't worth catching COVID, especially since it seems like our superintendent is hell-bent on opening schools at regular time. And I just need to try to be healthy as I can be for that, going into that. I'm so worried about the students. I'm more worried about the students, especially little ones, who, if they do catch it, I have to say, in the county that I live in, the cases, the age range with the highest number of cases is like 39 and under. It's crazy. 40 and above, which I fall into one of those categories, we seem to be more careful. But I did go out to the grocery store today, and every single person was wearing a mask. So that was nice to see. Let me see if, hey, Thane, wake up, buddy. Thane. Hey, buddy, you're gonna fall off. Let me see if I can. He is zonked out. Thane. Hey, buddy. This is where he stays most of the time, right in front of my stitching chair. I got him this little raised bed. And since I've gotten him that, he has pretty much stayed out of my stitching chair. But it was like every time I would get up, just to like get up and go get a drink, he would hop right up there. But now he can be close to me, and I still have my stitching spot. I'm worried about him when I do go back to work. Like I said, my son has been working throughout this whole pandemic. So now Thane is used to me being home, and it's going to be a big adjustment, I'm afraid, when I go back. Morris, for all of those who ask, he's doing lovely, and they are starting to get to know each other better. But honestly, I'm hesitant to like get them really good pals, because soon, hopefully, my younger of the two daughters will be finding her own place and will be taking him, and I don't want Thane to feel abandoned by Morris. But Morris as well. I will miss him when he's gone, but it is what it is. Okay, friends, that's my life update. I think that's everything. Sorry, this seems so scattered, but I just wanted to come on and show you what I have been busy working on. I've been busy gardening, and like I said, sewing masks for friends and family. Taking lots of walks, trying to get this COVID pounds off before I have to fit into my work clothes. And just staying busy. I hope you all are well and getting lots of good stitching time. And until next time, be well.